Warriors! Good morning. Man, there's some weird stuff going on. We're going to analyze what Warren Buffett is doing. I want to hear your comments down below. Jerome Powell said, yeah, we're looking into the digital dollar, but now they're launching the pilot. So let's take a journey. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it in your hand. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Your reality you're experiencing right now is thoughts, actions, and behaviors up to this point. So let's take a deep dive, Warriors. So Jerome Powell was tippy-toeing around on 60 Minutes, predictive or preemptive programming the baby boomers who are struggling to move into the cryptocurrency space or the blockchain, right? Also, Time Magazine, Michael Saylor bought Time Magazine, these preemptive programming, and slowly and methodically moving them into the digital space, okay? Now, Jerome Powell, yeah, we're going to mess around with the CBDC. We're going to think about it. China's coming fast and furious. They want to launch it by the Winter Olympics, but they're going to launch it in 2022. But then all of a sudden, tomorrow, Digital Dollar Project launches 5 U.S. central bank digital currency pilots. So Washington, the U.S. nonprofit Digital Dollar Project, said on Monday it will launch 5 pilot programs over the next 12 months to test potential uses of U.S. central bank digital currency, the first effort of its kind in the United States. The private sector pilots initially will be funded by Accenture PLC and involve financial firms, retailers, NGO, among others. Accenture, isn't that Ripple? I just thought about that. We're gonna actually research together. Accenture is Ripple, I think. The aim to generate data that could help U.S. policymakers develop a digital dollar. Okay, so Warriors, I want to share this with you guys. This has been out for a long time. The Digital Dollar Project. They tell you that, we're going to slowly, we're thinking about it. They're just getting you ready, Warriors. They're slowly predictive programming you. And I was going to show a video yesterday. It was a little bit of a frustrating day yesterday. Our technology completely went out. And I will show you the video this afternoon, but it was interesting. It was on a talk show, a funny talk show, but he was making fun of digital currencies and people were laughing, and you hear the narrative, right? Did you know that 60% of people don't even know about cryptocurrency? So if you're watching this right now, you are an early adopter. And they've been planning this for a very, very long time. So here's the Digital Dollar Project website. You can take a deep dive on it. So it's digitaldollarproject.org, leading the discussion on the U.S. central bank digital currency. The Digital Dollar Project is a partnership between Accenture and the Digital Dollar Foundation to advance exploration of the United States central bank digital currency. The purpose of this project is to encourage research and public discussion on the potential advantages of a digital dollar, convene private sector through leaders, actors, get the rock on there, and propose possible models to support the public sector. I won't go down that rabbit hole. The project will moderate programs with interest stakeholders to measure the value and establish practical steps that can be taken to establish a digital dollar. Warriors, for example, as we sit here, we're sitting in the Warrior Academy, we are making moves that will affect our business 5 years from now. The public doesn't know about it. What you're watching right now was put into place 3 years ago. The public didn't know about it. So think about that, Warriors. Do you think they're just going to be like, hey, let's go out and get the public's opinion, let's do this? They're literally going to make you think that they want your opinion. They're setting it up behind the scenes, and then they're going to launch a digital dollar. Now let's talk about what the difference between a digital dollar and a fiat dollar. They're very, very different, Warriors. So you have, I wish I had a paper dollar in front of me. You have a paper dollar, right? So your paper dollar is physical. You can hold it in your hand. It still is losing value, and the only reason it has value is because our confidence in it, right? But they can't go into your account and deflate the value of your money in your account. So if you had $10,000 in cash in your account, they can't physically deflate that, right? So it says it has $10,000 in value, and that stays because of the confidence in the US dollar. The only way they can affect that is to increase the products and goods and services that you go buy, right? But when you move on to a digital dollar, they're going to call it a dollar. It's very, very different, Warriors. A digital dollar, when you go negative interest rates, guess what? If you have $10,000 in your account, they can deflate the value of your money in your account, and they can inflate the products, goods, and services. So now your $10,000 becomes $9,080, which forces you to use that money into the economy that they're inflating. Do you get it, Warriors? You're stuck in a vicious, vicious trap. And you don't think that they're moving their way into the digital age? You don't think that they're packing their bags in cryptocurrency? You don't think that they're keeping you confused? Well, let's listen to Elizabeth Warren. This was in 2019, but this is a real cool, a mashup of different things she says around our government.
The idea that we have a strong economy because we have pumped up consumer debt is just false. Much of the middle class is living just one misstep away from complete collapse.
Alan Greenspan, our national economic leader, has stood up for the last 4 years and told Americans, borrow against your house.
Getting families to take on more debt will yield more money for these companies, even if the number of foreclosures and defaults keeps climbing.
The way we're financing college educations right now, we are mortgaging our very future in this world.
If we don't get this debt problem straightened out, we run the risk of turning into a two-tier society. A group that does well financially, and then a whole part of America that keeps working and it's always just behind, always living paycheck to paycheck. A life.
Did you hear what she just said? This is in 2006, Warriors, before the biggest financial housing collapse in history. So she's talking about the fact that people right now are living paycheck to paycheck back then. And the separation between the rich and poor. This has been planned out for a very, very long time, Warriors. The separation is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. The new asset class is digital currencies, and the richest people in the world are going to be people who invest in the new infrastructure.
Not only of great anxiety, but ultimately a life of great vulnerability.
This is going to be one of the watershed days in financial markets.
It's official, we are in a recession.
This downturn will be the most severe since the recession of the early 1980s.
Weekly jobless claims hit a 26-year high. Fewer can make their mortgage payments. Could force 1 million homeowners from their properties in 2009.
Wall Street crashed our economy in 2008. It cost millions of people their homes, their jobs, their life savings. I had been ringing the alarm bell for years. Today, the stock market is thriving again, but it doesn't reflect the lived experiences of millions of families across this country. A generation of stagnant wages and rising expenses on healthcare, housing, childcare, student loans has left families in the squeeze. Debts are up. In fact, credit card debt today matches what it was back in 2008. Corporations.
What they did, I'll stop right there. They trapped you, and now they're going to come up with the solution. That's what narcissists do. Problem, they created the problem. They get a reaction out of you. Now they're going to come up with the solution. They're going to keep interest rates super low, 1.8 trillion in stimulus. Go look at the stimulus bill. Start to educate yourself, Warriors. They're going to stimulate you because, hey, you guys are in a really tough position. College is so expensive. You can't pay for daycare. Who created that, Warriors? Who created the system that put you in that? So now you can't afford it, so we're going to come up with a solution for you guys. And the feds are going to hold interest rates near zero, sees faster growth and higher inflation. Do you see where we're going with this, Warriors? They're going to test a CBDC for you, and they're going to say, you know what, this is for you guys. We want to get your opinion on this. Your opinion's not going to matter, Warriors. When are you going to wake up to that? Your opinion does not matter. They're just buying time to pack the bags to get ready to go into the biggest shift in generational wealth. Now, I want your opinion on this, Warriors, okay? I'm not pretending like I know everything. That's why I surround myself with 1,600 Warriors worldwide that are much smarter than me. What I'm really good at is fundamentals. I know the game. I have street smarts. I can't have the wool pulled over my eyes because I had the living shit kicked out of me. I've been taken advantage of many times. That's why I've lost my money 3 times. And finally, I woke up to my higher consciousness, understanding that I have the power to accomplish great things. And I stopped listening to other people and started creating my own narrative. But I want to hear your narrative on this. I want to show you a few things. I pulled up Warren Buffett's stock portfolio, and some interesting stuff has happened. Now, a couple things we need to take notice is obviously Apple's always been number 1. He did decrease his position in Apple a little bit. Bank of America is number 2, and we're going to go down that narrative with Ripple once again. I want to continue to shove that narrative down your throat. So Bank of America is his number 2 holding. Now, why is this important to talk about this? Why would he keep Bank of America as his number 2 holding when he does this? Check this out. So Pfizer, 100% closure of his stocks. PNC Financial, when I went to banking school, PNC is a huge financial institution. He closed out of 100% of PNC, M&T Bank Corp, 100%. JP Morgan Chase, last time I looked, he decreased his position. He took 100% out of JP Morgan Chase. Interesting. Wells Fargo, he decreased his position as well. Now, this was interesting. This one threw me off a little bit because I've been sharing the narrative where he went into gold mining. He went out 100% in Barrick Gold Corporation Commission. It could be something personal with the leadership team there, but some things you really need to look at, Warriors. JP Morgan, 100% closure, out. JP Morgan has the JPM coin. JP Morgan, maybe there's on a completely different narrative with JP Morgan, and Warren Buffett is going down the Bank of America model, the Ripple model, the World Economic Forum model. Which games are they playing? Is there like sides that they're picking? Is this what's going to happen? But what I think is going to happen, I don't look at left or right. I believe JPM coin, Algorand, XRP, XLM, R3, Swift, all these systems are going to work together, Warriors. Think about this. We were just getting new technology yesterday. Kev got a Samsung, I think a different type of technology. I got an iPhone. I'm an iPhone person. He's a Samsung person. There's different types of phone. Not every single person is going to use the same system. So we got to get away from this. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm an XRP maximalist. I'm this. What you should be is someone who understands fundamental maximus and understands what's going to change the world. What is going to change the world, Warriors? We need a new banking system. We need a new banking system. They can't keep doing this. They put us in a Ferrari, full speed up against a tree. They jumped out of the driver's seat and they're in a completely different car going the other way. But what they're going to do is they're going to keep giving you stimulus checks. They're going to keep you happy. They're going to start paying for your community college. They're going to start paying for your daycare. And I just got a text from somebody that says one of the states are for the homeless. They're going to start giving $300 checks to the homeless people, UBI. Why the F would you get off the streets if they're paying you $300 a month, Warriors? So you have an opportunity right now, before I go into these last two parts, to really be the shift, to be the change. You can complain about left, you can complain about right, you can complain about all the things going on, or you can actually become the narrative. You have a choice, Warriors. This is serious stuff. You have a choice. You can go to a barbecue and believe your buddy that's flipping burgers, drinking a beer, watching pornography, and playing video games all day. Or you can really dive deep down into the internet that's been given to you, and they know you have access to this, and start to research. Pick a couple fundamental investments and go all in and completely change your life. We went disciplined for 1.5 years, and my whole life is different. I grew up from a boy to a man, realizing that certain things in this world aren't important. What is important is that I find my truth. My truth is not yours, but it's time, Warriors. There's never been a time like this in history. So Bank of America tech chief is skeptical of blockchain. Listen to this. This is why I'm bringing this up. Through BofA has the most patents for it. Now, I brought these things up, and I'm going to predictive programming just like they do for you. To you guys, I'm going to do the same thing. Bank of America Tech has operations chiefs, Kathy Bennett, has reservations on blockchain technology underpinning cryptocurrencies, but they have 82 blockchains, the most in a banking institution. Berkshire Hathaway, their number 2 holding, is Bank of America. There's something going on here, Warriors. And then he closed out of Chase 100%. So I think what's happening, there's this group that's against the Bitcoin narrative that understands we're moving to cryptocurrency, but Warren Buffett and nor Charlie Munger don't want to admit that they want to go into cryptocurrency. So they're going to go around the back end where Bank of America is going to be a dominant force using Ripple. That's my opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, right? That's why I have a broad portfolio of fundamental cryptocurrencies. Okay, so let's jump right into here. We know that Bank of America execs lift on the Ripple partnership. Whereas, here's what is going to happen. I'm just going to put it out in this video right now because I want you to come back to this video. The XRP case is going to get dropped. The Ripple case is going to get dropped. There's going to be a settlement. And you're going to see price appreciation like you never said before. Don't take my advice. This is not financial advice. This is what I feel like is going to happen in my paradigm. Is that your whole world is going to change like that. Boom! Your whole financial system is going to change like that. And you're not even going to notice it. These things have been worked on for a very long time. When I was in banking school quite a while ago, before I left corporate America, we were talking about financial technology. And the banks that reduced branches and increased technology, ATMs, talking ATMs, did better in the simulation. I didn't understand it back then. Guys, I was against cryptocurrency up until about 1.5 years ago. I didn't understand it until somebody walked in here in divine direction and brought up XRP. And then when I dove down deep into XRP and I understand how to scale banks, I was like, what the? Holy shit. This literally solves liquidity issues, the cross-border payment issues. customer service issues, and guess what? Your banks are going to be customer service banks. And as Jamie Dimon says, banks are scared shitless of fintech. Why? What I'm going to be talking to my warriors on Thursday is how crazy it is that you can become your own bank. I'm going to break it down to a simplistic level. So imagine me and you are standing in front of each other. And usually there's an intermediary called a bank in front of us, right? So I'd have to go to the bank to buy your property, right? I have to send it through the SWIFT system. Now in the crypto system, what I can do is I can go to Nexos wallet. And I can take $10,000 of my Ethereum and I can stake it on Nexos and I can get a loan for about 30% collateral. And I can take that loan, no credit check. They're not going to judge me for looking like a long-haired hippie guy. They're not going to make me fill out paperwork. They're just going to give me my loan in a stable coin and I'm going to go out and buy your property. And we did a transaction together. Very soon, that transaction will be done through a blockchain. And what's going to happen is you're going to wake up to this and you're going to say, this guy was talking about this a long time ago. You'll be going back on your porch, getting your UBI check, and your kids are going to be like, Mom, Dad, why didn't you take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth? We're not just talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about the infrastructure of your life changing. 2025, things are going to look a lot different. By 2030, it's going to change dramatically. And by 2050, you're not going to recognize the world that you live in. The baby boomers are dying off, warriors. They're trying to convince the big money. That's where it's at. They're really having trouble convincing the baby movers to move into the digital space. Why do you think, what's his name? I forgot his name. Salesforce bought Time Magazine. So what I've done, warriors, is I've surrounded myself with a community of warriors, about 1,600 warriors worldwide, 15 different countries. Like I say, it's not a perfect academy, but what you do get specifically is you get a 120-day challenge, nutrition, exercise, workout, subconscious mind programming, goal setting. Access to my exact portfolio, my fundamental portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Exit strategy. We're actually building new exit strategies. It's one of the best in the market, where you literally build out and build discipline, because a lot of people are going to get in, but most people are going to get wrecked because they have no plan. You can't just get in and talk to your buddies at the bench press at the gym and say, oh, I'm going to get in. You got to have a game plan, warriors. They say Dogecoin is going to pump this Saturday because Elon Musk is going to be on Saturday Night Live. Well, what's your game plan? You're just going to watch it go up and come crashing back down? Last time it pumped, I took my Dogecoin profits and bought Ethereum. I have a game plan for every single bit of my money and every single day of my minute of my day. So we have an exit plan for you. We have cryptocurrency calls. We have a Discord with over, 1,100 warriors, and they're helping each other in the quantum financial system. This is your opportunity to surround yourself with people who are like-minded. Because isn't it crazy to talk to people about crypto? They look at you with like you have a third eye. Well, you actually do have a third eye. You got to open up your consciousness. But that's all I got, warriors. So comment down below what you think the Warren Buffett thing. Why did he close out of that gold thing? And why do you think he went out of JP Morgan? It shocked me when I saw that, warriors. So it actually signaled to me that I need to go harder and start investing harder. Warriors! Let's go.